From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, August 16th. Partly cloudy skies are going to hang around for Tuesday. We're going to see a lot of sunshine, though. Some dry air, light winds, not a very humid day with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. It's going to be incredibly comfortable and really beautiful out there today. IMPD is trying to figure out who shot a boy outside his home. Officers responded to calls of around 10 shots fired at the Rowney Terrace apartments just after midnight. Police think the victim and a group of friends met up with someone or people inside a vehicle. IMPD says some kind of fight then led to a shooting. Police haven't said how old the victim is, only that he is a male, younger than 18, and is stable at the hospital. This is on the east side, kind of the southeast side, near Emerson and Prospect. And the FBI is on high alert this morning. The head of the FBI Agents Association says federal law enforcement officers face a real and imminent threat following the search of former President Trump's Florida estate. The union's president told CNN he's urging political leaders to publicly denounce the recent attacks. Special Agent Brian O'Hare says attacks make it difficult for agents to accomplish their mission of protecting the American people. The FBI and the Department of Homeland Security issued a warning to law enforcement, court, and government personnel about the threats over the weekend. It highlighted a threat to plant a dirty bomb in front of the FBI headquarters. The police department in Indianapolis tells News 8 it has not seen an increase in threats here. The Justice Department wants to keep the affidavit supporting the search of former President Trump's Florida estate secret. The government says its investigation involves highly classified materials. Several news organizations have filed requests to unseal the document. In response, Justice Department officials said going public could harm witnesses. They say redactions would be so extensive that it wouldn't serve any public interest. In a statement on a social media platform, Trump called for the release of the unredacted affidavit in the interest of transparency. A judge did unseal the Mar-a-Lago search warrant and property receipt on Friday. The warrant identifies violations of the Espionage Act, obstruction of justice, and criminal handling of government records as reasons for the search. The receipt list shows agents removed 11 sets of classified documents. Now to southern Indiana in Clark County, where our IT mate is looking into calls for an independent investigation into the Clark County Jail. County Democrats stood on the courthouse steps yesterday holding signs with numbers on them. Each number represented one of the 28 female inmates who are suing the jail and former jail officer David Lowe. The federal lawsuit claims two male inmates paid Lowe $1,000 for a key to the women's cells. The women say the men raped and assaulted them during what they call a night of terror. Democrats also demanded the resignation of Clark County Sheriff Jamie Noel. Noel's attorney says Lowe committed a crime by giving the male inmates access to other cells on his last day of work. But he says surveillance video shows there was no sexual assault and claims Noel is not at fault. Lowe is charged with aiding, inducing, or causing escape, official misconduct, and trafficking with an inmate. His trial is scheduled for November. Also from IT Mate and to IndyGo's Red Line redo, frustrations are mounting after construction at several of the transit system stations. More construction. Right now, the entire Red Line bus lane on Capitol Avenue between 16th and Washington is closed for reconstruction. IndyGo says crews are removing the existing cracked concrete pads and getting new rub rails at bus stations. IndyGo says its initial design was sufficient 3 years ago, but stations have seen major deterioration since then. IndyGo tells IT Mate that the Red Line work will cost more than $5 million. Restaurant report cards may soon be in place in Fishers. The city is considering a new grading system for health inspection scores. Right now, the city's health department uses a pass-fail scale. There's a proposal to move to letter grades A, B, and C. The director of the Fishers Health Department explains that under the plan, restaurants would face a fine if they fail to put their report card up on their front door. The health department says talks about the system have been overwhelmingly positive within the industry. A local legal expert says she expects federal and state lawsuits over Indiana's new abortion law. Under the new law, all abortion clinic licenses are void starting September 15th. After that, only hospitals and affiliated surgical centers can legally perform abortions. An IU law professor says it's likely that the Justice Department will sue, as it did over Idaho's abortion ban. Jody Madeira tells us providers like Planned Parenthood could also sue, citing the privacy protections in the state constitution. Planned Parenthood says it's still reviewing its legal options. An ex-Indiana attorney general who lost re-election now wants to replace Representative Jackie Walorski in Congress. Curtis Hill is among at least 6 candidates in a growing field. Hill formally filed as a candidate for the 2nd District yesterday. He lost the 2020 Republican Attorney General nomination to Todd Rokita. Allegations that he drunkenly groped 4 women at a party marred his time in office. The state Supreme Court ordered a 30-day suspension of his law license. Other candidates include Tiernan Kane, Christy Stutzman, Michael Hogberg, State Representative Curtis Nisley, and Rudolph Yakim. A GOP caucus will meet Saturday to select Walorski's replacement on the ballot. And today, President Joe Biden will sign Democrats' landmark climate change and health care bill into law. The $750 billion bill includes the largest federal investment to fight climate change in history. The package has tax credits for things like solar panels, energy-efficient windows, and heat pumps. It extends credits for electric vehicles. The package also caps out-of-pocket prescription drug costs for Medicare recipients and extends health care insurance subsidies provided during the pandemic. Republicans have said new business taxes in the bill will increase prices and worsen inflation. To business headlines now, inflation isn't hitting Indiana as hard as other areas of the country. Wallet Hub says the region isn't even in the top 25 for the rising cost of things. Wallet Hub says the Northeast, California, and Texas have seen prices increase more than any other part of the country. Walmart is a bellwether for inflation, and the company reports earnings today. CEO Doug McMillon warned last quarter that price increases may get worse, saying in May that on the food side we're seeing double-digit inflation, and I'm concerned that inflation may continue to increase. Walmart has also said recently that customers are prioritizing buying food over things like clothing. McDonald's has kicked off a recruitment drive to hire more over 50s. This is due to the labor shortage that has left many companies in industry scrambling for workers. McDonald's is looking at over 50s for its restaurants overseas as well. King's Hawaiian is voluntarily recalling several products out of an abundance of caution because one of its ingredients was supplied by Lyons Magnus. The recall includes certain lot codes of its pretzel slider buns, pretzel hamburger buns, and pretzel bites. King says none of its products has been impacted with pathogens, but it is doing this to be very cautious. Hot pink decor and clothing are flourishing ahead of the Barbie movie release. Stripes.com talked to a professional from the Pantone Color Institute who says hot pink is playful and nostalgic, what people are looking for right now. And finally, high school football is back this week in Indiana, and so is our high school game of the week. Our week 1 game is matchup between 2 Titans, Brownsburg versus Ben Davis. You can see every play live Friday night starting at 7 on MyIndy TV 23. Then you can switch over to the game for highlights from around the state on The Zone with AC and his team. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.